Yo, Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Cancer, dealing with the oppositions. It's M to the O to the double S. Here to talk about this strong opposition of cardinal signs and this grand square cross. You know what I'm saying? The only thing not playing out technically is South Node in Libra. That's South Node is still important, but you know it's not really any planets there. So we have the moon full in Cancer and the sun in Capricorn. So we are initiating a new vibe to feel or to add care to our business and our status. You know what I'm saying? We're implementing our home and private life or tradition life, internal traditions that add, you know, having to do with meanings and reasons. And we're expressing that and standing on that as far as what you putting your heart into and allowing your heart, you know what I'm saying, your heart can turn to stone at this time. So be mindful of that. You can have like a heart made of gold during this time. So it looks good on the outside when the moon gets ready to go into Leo and things of that nature. But on the inside, it could be a little too not dry or dusty or anything, but just too rigid and mountain-like. And you know, water, it flows down as in a waterfall. And you don't really see it like flowing upwards, going to a point, going to a status. It's coming from a higher state and manifesting down into pools, into streams and rivers, and it's going out. But at the same time, the cup being Capricorn, our status is directing that current. You know what I'm saying? Certain areas that have more sticks or have a more natural habitat that build and generate around this or survive off of this. You know what I'm saying? This gives the Cancerian and the water energy more than just nutritional aspects that come naturally as you're grooming something. This is nature, the habitat, the environment that you are, you know what I'm saying, using to represent, you know what I'm saying, your internal. And so we're learning right now not to be too, you know, have a heart made of gold or made of stone, but to go with the flow and allow the waters to run their course. Allow your root chakras or your Capricorn energies, especially with Pluto there in the later degrees when the moon gets closer to that, you know what I'm saying, not letting your comfort zone scare you out of transforming or taking power and control over something. Like as far as like a perfect example would be like being the fun parent, but you still go through these shifts when you have to be aware of, you know what I'm saying, a reputation, a status, something that you want to be perceived as. You know what I'm saying? Don't go too far into living through your children type thing, you know what I'm saying, and projecting and living vicariously through them. But at the same time, don't be so distant that the status, they might have A's, all A's on the report card, but you let them, you know what I'm saying, run them up or get themselves into danger that jeopardizes their opportunities or positions. A part of standing on business is not getting tricked out of positions. New levels equal new devils. And so while the moon and the sun are in this marriage over, like they're about to buy a house or some shit, or they have just bought a house now, you know what I'm saying, you have the leasing, you have the contracts now, you know, you're going to adhere to the contracts or you're going to bend the rules a little bit, but you're going to hold each other accountable. Now with the North Node, that spiritual path, this is teaching us how to be more emotionally mature as the Mercury retrograde, you know what I'm saying, where it was, where you feel the energy of the Capricorn energy and rethinking your status and your reputation and how you're being used or being used. You're rethinking this, you're rethinking the blueprint. And so when you're rethinking this, you're still hitting your energies of where your mind is, where your left brain is, and where your heart chakra is, and where you're fulfilled at in that area. It may look like you're unfulfilled because it's a retrograde and it's a square. So you're still like, don't go overboard. This ain't the time to sow those seeds. This is the energy that you're going to be utilizing during you're gonna be utilizing during the retrograde period. I just got off topic with a text. You're gonna be utilizing during the waning phase period to add protection spells to this. So you're learning how to look back on the previous status and situation, right? How you got to this point from a misunderstanding. So you're relearning how to understand when you misaligned yourself. Like, there are certain energies that you hold on to, you attach to, and you disattach and you let go. And this is one of them, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So Cancer, although you misunderstand this alignment, this is where your misunderstandings give you wisdoms and ancient wisdom that adds to traditions that corresponds back to your home life. So with that in conjunction, that's where that misunderstanding is going to be taking place. We also have the full moon trine, and we have this grand water trine with Venus, Neptune, and Saturn. So you got a heavy planet such as Saturn in the early degrees of Pisces, and then you got Venus transiting out of Scorpio. So you have this cusp energy. So this is cusp of the ash, like I did the ash allegory previously. Also, it's not really ash, it's more like steam, but it's like the steam that comes from a swamp. You smell the nutrients, you smell the fixations, but now it's in the air. And although it's the fumes, it's not something murky or sitting still. Like, you can move, you can push that out. So, you know what I'm saying? With this trine, it's the gift. You have the gift of initiating a new vibe, a new initiative that's gonna get you out of, sitting in your fields if you're brooding, right? This is gonna get off your ass energy. This is get out of your funk energy. This is plotting. I mean, to say it like that, like this is like Hades coming out from the underworld, seeing like, oh shit, there's a new Hercules being born. Like, that's a tricky allegory, because he's trying to slide this nigga. That's a difficult allegory, but it's energy like that. It's like you're initiating the home and comfort vibes, but generally the home vibes, because Scorpio is gonna dig deep and go into the roots of a situation. So when it's already coming out of the roots, it's not gonna sting itself. It's by sitting in that position. It's gonna go with because I was like, Cancer is cardinal. Being the motherfucking gods of the motherfucking sea of being at home. Like, crabs be floating through the water, they be Scorpio somewhere lurking. You don't even see it. It doesn't even get like the attention, but it doesn't want the attention. But that's where its aura calls for. And the aura wouldn't call for that if it didn't have power and control and intimacy and deep things, and focusing, putting the lens, not really a lens, but just being and holding on to, right? And it's not over manipulative. But anyways, yeah, this is initiating a new vibe for a love language, or getting out of degrees of being vulnerable for the sake of compromising and relating, and just for the sake of, going through the gauntlet, going through that test. Now this is, going to the moon is not going to be in Cancer, so it's not going to trine Sagittarius like that. But you can put two and two together whenever the moon transit recycles back around to Cancer and things of that nature, which will be it would be like the next full moon will be a full moon in Leo. So essentially gonna still be like the similar energy, just like the last bits and pieces. But so yeah, that's that gift. And then trine Neptune and then Saturn, right, in the early degrees. Previously we went through that frustration of wanting to be mothering and nurturing, with your imaginations and illusions, and like take your time waking someone up out of a delusion by initiating new new fumes of waves, not crashing into it so much, because it's the moon is grandpa. So you don't want, Saturn is grandpa, so you don't want you don't want to buck the system. It's like the Hierophant card. You don't want to buck the system like extremely rebellious, because it's not rebellious nature, but it is a cardinal, and it is taking that responsibility. And Saturn is receiving that, okay, you're taking this responsibility for this energy. So we're gonna, add the gift of your emotions being more tied to security and boundaries, setting boundaries, or feeling restricted, but in a disciplined kind of way, so that you're not going overboard with your dreams, illusions, and imaginations. And then you come out of that funk, and then you can settle down into your dreams, and you can rest with that energy. You can meditate on that dream and imagination before, you have a longer period before you externalize it with that misalignment, or bring it to a logical thought and try to communicate it, but it's off. So Mercury is in detriment in Sagittarius, and Moon is in conjuncting that. So that's like that experience is having three parties at play. And like I said, they're still learning from Chiron and the North Node in Aries to be more expressive with these energies, more of a sparking and a stepping back and letting go and projecting the image, rather than trying to waterboard somebody or pummel somebody and bury them to death in this energy. Just express the image and do it fast so that you capture their attention, because everyone's focused on their spiritual path with the North Node here and their wounds here and the Chiron here. So they want to spark a wound, and hopefully nobody sees it, but they can tell God that they did it, but that's not Aries. Like, it's going to go within itself and become a competition for itself against the South Node in excuse me, y'all. The South Node in Libra, and then you got Jupiter in Taurus, about to go direct, and Uranus in Taurus. So I don't got no napkin, no paper towel. So this sextile is going to be a fulfilled sextile, where you're making sure that your new and unique character has went through the experiences that it mainly needed to go through, or extracted the wisdom, like I just said with Sagittarius, to extract, to bring back to the house. But it is a controlled situation for, for the house and things of that nature. Controlled situation. Sorry, there's an accident. I had to look. There was bumper pieces all over the floor. There's an accident, but he's okay though. But anyways, full moon, like I said, you're going through these experiences to extract the wisdoms, and if you're not fulfilled, you're gonna want to be stubborn and want to not relate because you're unstable, and take that to heart. But you're not expressing it like a Leo. You don't really care that much about the ego. You want to keep it surface level, but you do care about appearances, almost like Virgo. And with the moon sextile in Virgo, you already have your emotions, and you have an opportunity to initiate a new vibe, to that, if that's what you're feeling uncomfortable about, or you just transmute the energy into, hey, it's the full moon, and the moon was just in Taurus, and you were exalted in that. So what area, it gives you an area to nurture and tend to, and ask questions. Like, one thing people don't realize is Cancer asks questions. Scorpio don't really care too much to ask questions. Pisces, it generates the answers for you and imagines its own delusion. And Cancer, and wants to know the questions, because we're already initiating a new vibe. If we're adopting something, we want to know the details of it, aka the sextile between Lilith and Virgo, and that's where you can get off, off kilter. If you feel embarrassed and you want to shut away, or you initiate a vibe of that vulnerability, separating, everyone, we say an embarrassing moment or something like that, but it's more like just someone like God or whomever, if you want to call it that, is gaslighting the fuck out of you. A little situation, you feel gaslighted, so you move out your way, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gaslighted, and then you got all these other mental forms that make you feel embarrassed, and you feel like, you know what I'm saying, you're attached to an ego or something, or it's forced you into a place where it's like your ego is triggering your ego to protect something that doesn't necessarily need to be protected with that, if that opportunity, but it's still an opportunity for you, like you said, to ask questions, ask embarrassing questions that you feel like might be embarrassing to ask, or it might be too obvious, or it might look like you're reaching, you know what I'm saying, or prying because of your private nature. Don't project that onto that individual, and be aware and mindful of those situations at play. And that's all, you know what I'm saying, for the energies breakdown of the full moon in Cancer. This afternoon, probably tomorrow, I'm leaving tomorrow to go see my brother, so I'll break down the moon in Leo on the road. You know what I'm saying? On the road. I just had an idea if I want to do it through the houses or not, but we'll see. But thank you for your time and tuning in. Yeah, it's your boy Moss, you know what I'm saying, adapting to unique and original environments via nurturing and loving natures, and, you know what I'm saying, expressing, and you knowing that. So thank you so much for that, for your time. Peace.